Minister Narendra Modi will shortly be landing in Israel as a part of his 24-hour visit. Over the course of the 24-hour visit from February 25 to 26, most of the engagements planned will see the leaders together. Prime Minister Netanyahu will receive PM Modi at the airport in Tel Aviv, as he did during the last visit in July 2017. And the two leaders are expected to travel together to Jerusalem. Apart from bilateral talks and press statements on February 26, they will both attend PM Modi's address to the Knesset, a private dinner, and innovation event, a visit to the Yad Vashem Holocaust Memorial Museum, and possibly a meeting with the diaspora in Israel, billed as an interaction with the Indian Jewish community settled there. PM Modi is likely to touch upon all issues of bilateral and regional interest during his two-day visit. Let's now take a look at how the Arab media has covered Modi's visit to Israel. Let me show you that, viewers. So let's now look at the Arab media coverage. Let's talk about Al Jazeera first. So that says now how Modi broke down walls between India and Israel at Palestine's expense. Let's read this out. As Indian PM Narendra Modi emerged from his plane at Ben Gurion Airport outside Tel Aviv on July 4, 2017, his Israeli counterpart Benjamin Netanyahu waited for him at the other end of the red carpet laid out on the tarmac. 9 years later, as Modi prepares to fly to Israel on February 25 for his second visit, he can largely claim to have accomplished that mission. And let's say a relationship that was once frowned upon in India and then carried out clandestinely is now one of New Delhi's most public friendships. Modi has frequently described Netanyahu as a dear friend, despite the International Criminal Court having issued. All right. Now, of course, India's Modi visit, Israel as US-Iran tensions rise. This is Al Arabiya. Now, India's PM Narendra Modi arrives in Israel on Wednesday for a two-day visit that both countries have cast as a chance to deepen relations as regional concerns mount over the risk of military conflict between the United States and Iran. Now, Modi, a Hindu nationalist, became the first PM in India's history to visit Israel in 2017, during which he and right-wing PM Benjamin Netanyahu took a barefoot stroll on a beach in the northern port city of Haifa. Let's talk about Arab news, viewers. Now let's see what they have said. India's Modi is making his second official visit to Israel to meet with Netanyahu. Netanyahu referred to himself and Modi as personal friends when he announced the visit earlier this week, and the visit is likely to give Israel a boost of international support after seeing relations with many of its allies deteriorate since the war in Gaza began in October 2023. That's Arab news for you. All right, so we've given you an overview of what the Arab media is saying on PM Modi's visit, and there was a very interesting word used, which was clandestine, viewers. Initially, this was about in 2017. Of course, how things have gradually changed over the years is what we're going to be discussing with my guest, who is Ambassador Sushil Singhal, former diplomat. Ambassador Singhal, welcome. And of course, a key visit. Everybody's looking forward to it. All eyes on this visit, really. What would you like to say? Ambassador Singhal, am I audible to you?
Yes, now you are.
Ambassador Singhal, we're talking about a key visit. Everybody's really excited about it. All eyes on it. What would you like to say?
Well, this the relationship between India and Israel has actually come to the bloom during
All right, we seem to have a frozen frame there. Ambassador Singhal, I'll attempt to reach out to you once again. Very shortly, we're going to try and re-establish that connection, viewers. But of course, this is a key visit that we're talking about. And we've shared the itinerary with you. We've, of course, shared the fact that how it's different from his 2017 visit. This is, of course, happening 9 years later. And it's a very, very important visit. A lot of things are going to be on the table. A lot of things are going to be discussed. We were earlier telling you in the morning about his itinerary for the day, PM Modi's itinerary of the day. There are a lot of engagements which are planned. And we, of course, have now Kriti Mehta, who's joining me with more details. Kriti, what more can you tell us?
Well, yes, Vishali, the global media has covered Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Israel extensively. It's not just Israel and India that are talking about it. It's now really making global headlines. Al Jazeera, Times of Israel have all covered it big. Al Jazeera, of course, rigging up the Palestine question as well with its headline that says how Modi broke down walls between India and Israel at Palestine's expense. Well, that's just the headline, but viewers must know that the focus still remains on the deep friendship that India and Israel have had since earlier. The Al Arabiya English have also covered with headline that goes India's Modi visits Israel as US-Iran tensions rise, of course, putting spotlight once again on the rising tension in the Middle East, where Israel is also looking cautiously at Iran amidst its conflict with the United States over the nuclear weapons question. Arab News has also then covered it, says India's Modi is making his second official visit to Israel to meet with Netanyahu. And of course, we all know how focus is on trade, defense. There are also talks of an FTA and how the two countries are going to work together to boost their defense equipment and partnership. Also, there's the alliance that's going to be shaping up against the radicals, and India, of course, is a part of that hexagon alliance that Netanyahu has propped up. So that's going to broadly be the focus, Vaishali. We are, of course, going to track more developments as and when they come, but Arab media is all about Prime Minister Modi's visit to Israel. He's already departed, and we'll watch out how the engagements go from here.
Thanks for those details. I have Ambassador Sushil Singhal. He's a former diplomat who's joining me on the broadcast. Ambassador Singhal, I was mentioning to you earlier that this is a very key visit. All eyes on it. Everybody's looking forward to what comes out of it. What would you like to say?
I was trying to say earlier when we were at the top that the Prime Minister Modi is the first Prime Minister from India who visited Israel, and the relationship, which was kept quiet, came out as open and became a strategic partnership. And now, Israel has become the second largest exporter of the armament to India, which shows the depth of the relationship. And today also, when the Prime Minister is visiting, I think everybody is talking about, the focus is going to be on the defense and security cooperation. Because we are talking about the missile system, we are talking about drones, radars, and border technology, border management technology, because it is very important given the context of Pakistan, and of cyber security. And now we are talking about not only the development, but also co-production. Israel, is giving us, as we know, the high-tech military solution, which many other countries are not giving. Then you also talked about this trade and economic relationship, because we all know that, Israel is in the forefront of the water management system. So I think this, and they have already been, we have a center of excellence in India, in number of states between India and Israel, which disseminates the knowledge about the Israeli expertise for drip irrigation, arid zone irrigation, water desalination, because, in the certain areas we have a shortage of water, and Israel has been helping us. Then technology and innovation, they are going to, of course, attend the Innovation Summit. So Israel is, known as a startup nation, be it in artificial intelligence, cyber security, space, and they also have the innovation fund, which supports joint R&D. So, and venture capital. So what we will be looking is that, their expertise. And what Israel looks for is the Indian market and Indian, the size of the Indian population. And of course, as we all know right now, the Middle East, there are a lot of issues. And this, I think, is a very important stage when the Prime Minister is visiting. And I think they will be having discussion on those issues also.